I'm Heidi. This is A Fallen Rose Tarot and Positive Vibes. Happy birthday, Leos. You'll get this message when you're meant to, but the intention is set for August 2022. Tonight is a new moon at exactly 12:55 Central Standard Time, and it will be 5.39 degrees. This will also affect all fixed signs: Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo. All of them will be severely affected by this new moon, especially if their placement is within 2 to 10 degrees. All right. Let's go ahead and get started here. Y'all have messaged me and asked me to put a little more information about your placements. That's like a whole series of videos all on its own to try to do. But what I can do is if you have any Leo placements or you're a cross watcher, you'll notice things about your Leo or your person with Leo placements. And the new moon will affect everybody that has Leo placements. So they'll come up with new ways to enhance their love life, new ways to enhance their relationships. They'll be a little more grand and confident, persuasive in their speech and in their aspirations. They'll be a little more romantic, a little more debonair. They will take more pride in themselves and take more responsibility for their lives. The sun is in Leo. Mercury is in Leo, so that's pretty interesting. Venus is currently in Cancer. Mars is currently in Taurus. Anybody with Taurus placements, especially the big Taurus placements, they're going to be really passive right now and focused unless you provoke them. If you provoke them, well, you're a very silly person. I wouldn't do that. Because right now, Mars was the Roman god of war. Let's just leave it at that. Don't make them embrace that side. It's ugly. It's very ugly. Jupiter is in Aries, which is also going to be super interesting. Saturn in retrograde and in a karmatic cycle is in Aquarius. So they're going to have a rough, bumpy ride for a minute. And Uranus is in Taurus. Depending on your placements is depending how these things will affect you. Almost everybody has a Leo placement, so some aspect will be affected. So you need to figure out what your natal chart says about your placements, find your Leo placement, and then you'll see what area of your life is being affected. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started. This is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. I will be clarifying your current energies and your outcome. And I will be looking enough that it should resonate. If it does, please give me a like, and I would appreciate a comment. Don't have to. That's cool. But if you want to give me some encouragement, that would be great too. And let's begin. Health, wealth, money, luck, and love. That's the major arcana showing right off the top. And your overall energy is the King of Shields, being wise with your finances, being very grounded in your aspirations at this time and where you want to move forward. In your recent past, your health has just betrayed you. It's been chaotic. It's been a struggle. Whether it's your mental, emotional, physical, it's just you felt like it was fighting against you. In your wealth of life, the Three of Cauldrons. So there's some new blessings, some new celebration that came down. There was some new things, maybe a renewal or an old friend coming back, something along those lines. Excuse the guy who has a big engine outside. He's overcompensating, I'm sure. In your finances, we have rebirth, a fresh start, a new beginning, a do over. In your luck, you have the shadow. That's Capricorn energy. There was a decision to be made, but neither decision was really good. Like, you had to pick the lesser of the two evils. And in your in your love life, this is your heart space. It doesn't necessarily need to be romantic. It's whoever comes to mind as I read. Is the Page of Shields. So this is a very earthy energy, a very nurturing energy. It's also new messages coming in. This is going to be something new walking in. And it's also going to be, for some, the need to let go of something. It feels very past energy, though. Like you've been holding on to something for way too long and hyper focused on it. All right, we're going to move your current energies up. As I said, we do not clarify the past because you were there. You know what happened. There's no need to do all that. And I will also be clarifying your outcome if everything remains the same. Nobody can tell you your future because free will is a thing. Just watching this reading can influence what happens later just based on the information you receive and what you choose to do with it or ignore. So, you have the High Priestess in your wealth of life. So you are starting to take care of yourself better, doing more about something in your health, your hygiene, your overall health, taking vitamins, getting some exercise, maybe getting outside, getting some fresh sun, maybe eating a little better, something along those lines. Maybe going to a counselor, anything along those lines. Just taking an active, taking responsibility for your health. It's basically what it is, honestly. In your wealth of life is the Page of Wands in reverse. This is fiery energy. So, with this being said, it's more like you kind of knew something was going to happen. Some kind of message, response, text, email, something didn't come through, and you knew it was going to happen that way. Like, you just knew it was going to play out that way. You're not happy about it, but you're not really sad about it either. You just like, it is what it is. In your finances, the Five of Cauldrons in reverse. So you're still a little focused on building and gathering. This is not taking things for granted anymore. This is actually seeing your blessings for what they are and trying to grow them. That's actually good. In your luck or your karmatic line is the Eight of Wands in reverse. So things aren't quite coming against you the way they used to be. Things are actually starting to line up and line out for you, and you're moving past all of that. Like, there were a lot of obstacles and a lot of stuff. Some of this may very well have been self-inflicted, but you're moving past that. And in your heart space is the Hanged Man in reverse. It's coming out of seclusion, coming out of a time where you just kind of, you weren't about it. You had closed yourself off. and done some introspection, some reflection, maybe healing from something. For others, just self-preservation, just felt like you needed wall up, and you're starting to become more open now. And your wealth of life is the Three of Swords. So this is interesting, and we're going to clarify this. Generally, the Three of Swords is some kind of heartache, some kind of pain with it in your heart space. That can mean several things, so we're going to clarify that. And your wealth of life is the mother, the birth of something new. This is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. This is very much manifesting something new, something to celebrate, a new endeavor, the next step forward. And in your finances is the Eight of Shields. So you've been gathering up and building your wealth. You're protecting those closest to you, and you're building and trying to make everything stable and secure for them as well. And your luck or your karmatic cycle is the Wheel of Fortune. Things are moving forward, everything's going well. And in your heart space is the Ten of Wands. So you're picking up a lot of burdens, or you were carrying a lot of burdens that aren't necessarily yours. That's not always a bad thing, especially if you happen to be the masculine provider. There is no gender in tarot, and I don't care if what you are. You could be an alien for all I care. I don't care. But there are masculine and feminine energies, and I read energies. So it's just what it is. But if you're in that masculine place, it's not uncommon to see this card there for a husband, for the husband, or however. It really just depends on what your situationship is. Otherwise, it's just carrying a lot of burdens that don't belong to you for one reason or another, that aren't really your responsibility, but you're choosing to carry them and carry those burdens. And like I said, we'll clarify and dig a little more into that, because that's kind of weird. So, Leo, with all of that, let's get started on clarifying this a little bit, illuminating what we see. The King of Shields is your overall energy, so let's clarify that first. What's going on with that? Oh, okay. All right. So you are definitely sitting in your power, Leo. You're having some serious, grandiose things going on. Full of confidence. Very proud of yourself. You should be. You are definitely making things happen, things that maybe other people told you were silly, or that you didn't. Not everybody is going to see what you see. Not everybody's going to believe in you. I do. You got this. You're making it happen. And you are definitely confident and persuasive enough for it to happen. So I have no doubt. With this being the number 3 and the 10, it's going to vibrate on a 4. And that is your overall energy. So that's actually pretty good. With it being the 10 of clubs, or the 10 of spades. Sorry. Don't know where that came from. This could indicate a water sign. Or pretty much it's a Cancer or a Gemini, possibly. Doesn't have to be. Those are the vibes I'm getting off of that. And the High Priestess in your health You're seeing things for what they are. You know what you need to do to take care of yourself. You know what the next step is. So you've received the message loud and clear. You're not really sharing with too many that you've heard this message, but it's gotten through. You know you need to start actively doing more to take care of you, and you're doing that. You're no longer taking a gamble with your health. That's good. That's great, Leo. Good for you. All right. And then in your wealth of life, your social, the page of sword or wands, whoops, we've already got a flipper, is clarified by the sun. Number 31. So, yeah, this was just you. Everything's been illuminated. You know exactly what's going on. You know exactly what to expect and what's expected. Things are very clear, and you've definitely set your sights on certain goals and certain aspirations. You will have what you desire, Leo. This is the next step forward. This is then it's the number 25. And in several other placements, this would be a relationship and engagement, the next step forward, a new cycle. It feels like you're just starting to get out there, like you've decided to take movement to have more of a social life, more of an interaction. Like this is just a new beginning to me. This is like, okay, I'm going to do maybe a new hobby. Make gamers go into game stores to play chess tournaments. I mean, it depends on what you're into, but it's just getting into something. It's participating. It's a new start. And in your finances, carry on with wisdom. This is the number 21. So that's going to vibrate on the number 2. So if you're into numerology, you can check into that. So this is closing an old chapter. This is moving forward, but also keep records. Just a word to the wise. Keep records. Keep your records and be wise and cautious as you continue to move forward. You are right in looking at what you have and focusing on making that grow. At that same time, make sure that you're not missing details and talk over it with somebody that is in a stronger standing of wisdom than what you currently have. Just gain some new insight, maybe learn a little more about your finances, something along those lines. How to manage them more or less. In your wealth of life, the 8 of Wands is clarified by 29. The Ace of Hearts, you're longing for something. This is very much feeling all alone. Not being alone, but feeling alone. With this being in your luck line or your karmatic line, this is something that's closing out. You're moving forward on this. Instead of looking for who is just aimlessly wandering, you're starting to focus on how to better you and rest. That's a really good thing. It's also giving you a time of peace. And the Hanged Man in reverse in your heart space is clarified by 41, wish fulfillment. Some kind of wish fulfillment for some, for others, this is going to be a new wish or desire. And with the number 12, this is a whole new beginning, a fresh start. You do have several options, and there are several options with what's going on here. But I feel like you've already made your choice. You know which direction you want to go. And you know what you need to do. Just know that the opportunity is wide open for a fresh start. I would flip my penny in the well and carry on like everything's going to be cool. Now, what's this Three of Swords in Leo's health space? What's up with that? That is an odd card to have in that placement. I want to know more about this. Honestly, that luck space, that karmatic space kind of feels like some kind of nostalgia, just thinking about the past, maybe a little too focused on the past, or maybe afraid of repeating the cycle. And that may be why that wish is there in your heart space. I feel like somehow that's connected for some of you. Not all of you, but definitely for some of you. There's going to be some kind of communication about your health. For some of you, it's just a bill. For others of you, it can be an appointment reminder, an email, a text. My son's birthday is the 28th, and I got a text from his orthodontist just out of nowhere telling him happy birthday and asking if everything was cool. So, I mean, it can be anything along those lines, just some form of communication concerning your health, whether it be your mental, emotional, physical. It's take it how it resonates. And that is the number 8. This is the continuation of something, the reviving of something. For others, this is the end of a cycle. For some of you, very specifically, I see a time of you coming out of a depression, maybe getting a diagnosis of some sort. Just it's the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. So you could be coming out of a depression. If you have certain illnesses, they could be pulling out of that cycle and moving into the next cycle. If you've been undergoing some kind of treatment, it can indicate the end of the treatment and the next step. And that would also make sense with the communication, because it will be some form of written communication, text, letter, email, something. This could also just be concerning your, for somebody, very specifically, it feels like it's just communication about your health insurance. And the Mother in your wealth of life is clarified by the 9. This is very nurturing, very loving. This is clarifying the Mother, the Empress. This feels really good. This feels like a celebration, a congratulatory kind of vibe. So this feels really nice, actually, Leo. But, there's also some kind of longing, some kind of lusting or desiring for something. You really, really want to make something happen there in your social, in your wealth of life. Honestly, for a lot of you, this feels like the next step. Like you're fixing to move forward and take a leap of faith. And that, what I'm seeing is desire and the sun, which is Leo, a celebration, an offer, and a wish. So I think some of you are fixing to take the next step in something, maybe your work, maybe you're romantic, but this is crossing, this is very much taking up a lot of your vibe, a lot of your mind, a lot of your energy. You're hyper focused on this for some reason, like this is on you. But this is the next logical step. It's a continuation. It's moving forward, building. And it looks like you're going to be successful about it so far. We got 3 more to go. But so far, looks good. In your finances, you have the number 19. So this is happily ever after. For some of you, this is retirement. For others of you, this is like buying the house. This is like moving where you're wanting to go. This is your big thing. And number 28, the Ace of Hearts. This is very much contemplation and making an offer. So whatever this offer that you're making has a lot to do with your finances for some reason, or it does in your mind. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. Making a new offer. Maybe a partnership, a collaboration, going into business with somebody, joining finances with somebody, or maybe making a settlement on a bill, like something like that. Like they want this much money, and you're like, I'll settle for this much money. And they're like, yeah, okay. And you're like, dude, yeah. So that's cool. That's great. In your luck and your karmatic line is the wheel, clarifying the wheel. So your fortune is moving forward and rapidly. I mean, like there is movement and change coming, and it looks very, very favorable. It looks like you're definitely over the hump. You're over the slump. You are ready to keep going onward and upward, and it will not be an uphill battle so much anymore. Just continuation and movement. And the number 40. You're looking at everything from several different perspectives. This is very compassionate. This is very understanding. This is very sympathetic. This is generous and noble. Very understanding. Just looking at things from all points of view. That's very noble. Very empathetic. And the 10 of Wands in your heart space is clarified by the number 15. So this is that's pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and get that second clarifier because there's so many ways that can go. All right, I just got to tell you, you've got so many aces going on in here. There is some kind of new beginning, some kind of fresh start. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 aces. And with the Ace of Hearts very close to the Ace of Spades, this is very powerful, very passionate. And the Ace of Hearts is in your heart space, clarifying this choice to pick up burdens. And also the 10 of Clubs. So being very protective. Very, very protective. This is very interesting. I'd love to see where that goes. I'd like to clarify that one more time. Can I get one more card for the 10 of Wands to help me understand the Ace of Hearts and the 10 of Clubs in this? Because I'm not really... Why is the 10 of Clubs here to clarify the 10 of Wands? I mean, I get it, but I don't get it, but I get it. I hope y'all understood that. I know what I said. Okay, Tree of Life. Setting down roots. There's a couple of things this card stands out to me. This is the Tree of Life. This is balanced chakras, like you can clearly see the chakra chart. It's also mushrooms coming up and flourishing. It's also different creatures flourishing and everything in harmony and balance. It's actually very nice. Very, very nice. All right. Well, I hope that helped, Leo. I'm going to go ahead and get your advice cards real quick and let you go. Happy birthday. Happy new moon. I hope you use that energy wisely because it's pretty powerful, especially for you and your fixed sign fellows. Also, be nice to the other fixed signs because they're feeling the same way. Very specifically, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, and other Leos. Just saying. All right. What advice do I have for Leo? Oh, here we go. In your health, be organized and grounded. Use your knowledge of science and technology to solve problems and create new solutions. Stay clear and focused. In your wealth of life, you dramatically shine with brilliance and light. You are authentic and confident in showing your true colors to others. Your life is dynamic and full of vibrant energy. In your finances, you are safe and sound and out of harm's way. Follow the rules and expect others to do the same. Be aware of how your thoughts, words, and actions affect those around you. And in your karma or your luck, it is easy for you to see beyond the obvious. You're extremely intuitive and perceptive. Be aware of the thoughts of people or situations that need to be realigned in your life. All right. And in your heart space, you have a strong relationship with the spoken word. You have a vision of the bigger picture from an objective standpoint. You have ideas that are worth spreading. All right. Well, I hope that helped, Leo. Thank you so much for being with me tonight. Thank you for letting me read your cards. Have a great night. And I hope you get everything you deserve.